Good morning, good morning, good morning. I can't wait till I get my tripod in. Oh, look at my hair. That's awesome. Oh, nice. Got the troll look going on this morning. That's cool. My neighbor's got their swing up and going. It's kind of really nice on our deck. I'll show you. Show you all my baby plants. Give you a little tour here. So, this is our basil. This is all our lettuce. I got some kale, some chives, some spinach. Here's my babies. The last to sprout. I got a watermelon and some peppers going. We got some 2 pepper plants in the front. There's some pickles, well, some cucumbers. These are all cilantro. Those are all squash. We have cilantro and beets. We got 3 tomatoes, a little watermelon. We got some strawberries, some thyme, some more strawberries, some green onions, some carrots, jalapeno plants. This is our little table setup. This is where you see me every morning. It's my little spot. This is their table. That's the chair they just did. And here's my tomato plants and echinacea. So this is where I sit every morning. Okay, so let's get started. Don't mind my hair, it's a little crazy this morning. The magical way out of negativity. A thankful person is thankful under all circumstances. Baha Ullah, Persian founder of the Baha'i faith. I actually cleaned for people that I was really curious of what the Baha'i faith was. Maybe I'll look it up now that I just got that nudge there. Whether it is a relationship in turmoil, financial pressure, a lack of health, or problems in a job, negative situations arise because of a lack of gratitude over a long period of time. If we are not grateful for each thing in our lives, we are unintentionally taking those things for granted. Taking things for granted is a major cause of negativity because when we take things for granted, we are not giving thanks in return, and we stop the magic happening in our life. Just as giving thanks to others will always lead to our life magically increasing, so must taking things for granted always lead to our life decreasing. And a lot of times, it's like programmed in us to be like this, so we don't even notice that we've regressed and kind of started doing it again. I can speak from my own self. Where is that one? There it is. I can speak from my own self that I do it quite easily. Oh no, I lost my page. You know. There we go. Are you grateful for your health when it is good, or do you only notice your health when your body gets sick or hurts? Are you grateful for your job every day, or do you only value your job when you hear there will be cutbacks? Are you grateful for your pay or salary every single time you receive it? Or do you take your pay or salary for granted? Are you grateful for your loved ones when everything is running smoothly, or do you only talk to others about your loved ones when there are problems? Are you grateful when your car is working well, or do you only think of your car when it breaks down? Are you grateful to be alive each day, or do you take life for granted? Taking things for granted. Hi Annie, you commented and I seen. Taking things for granted results in complaining, negative thoughts and words. So when you complain, by the law of attraction, you must bring more things into life to complain about. Now this scared the crap out of me when I first started this, but now I realize that it's really, once you understand the vibration of gratitude and you understand how amazing it feels, you always want to stay there anyways. If you're complaining about the weather, the traffic, your boss, your spouse, your family, a friend, a stranger, waiting in lines, bills, the economy, the cost of something, or the service of a company, you are not being grateful and you are pushing your dream life farther away with every complaint. I find the biggest one for me is driving. Driving in Kelowna, it's not a huge city, but it's a bigger city than where I was. People tend to drive a little crazy, so I turn into a little bit of um, a complainer. Like, what are you doing? And like negative. And now that I started the magic again, I'm like checking myself again, and I'm like, no, no, no. You send blessings to those people. So every time that I feel I'm about to say something negative, or I'm thinking something negative, or I did say something negative, I replace it with a blessing. And I send blessings to those people because that's what we need to be doing. Now you understand that complaining, negative thoughts and words, and taking things for granted stops the good things in your life. Now you understand that when things go very wrong, you have unintentionally not been grateful enough. It's impossible to be negative when you're grateful. It's impossible to criticize and blame when you're grateful. It's impossible to feel sad or have any negative feelings when you're grateful. And the best news is that if you have any negative situations in your life currently, it won't take a long period of time to transform them with gratitude. The negative situations will appear in a puff of smoke just like magic. First, as difficult as it may be, you have to look for things to be grateful for in the negative situation. No matter how bad things are, you can always find something to be grateful for, especially when you know that your gratitude will magically transform every negative circumstances. Walt Disney, who knew about the true magic of life, showed us how to do this in the movie Pollyanna. Disney's 1960 movie Pollyanna featured the Glad game, which had a profound effect on me when I was a child. I played the Glad game featured in the movie through my childhood and adolescence. To play the Glad game, you look for as many things as you can to be glad about, especially in a negative situation. Finding things to be glad about or finding things to be grateful for in a negative situation make the solutions appear. Walt Disney demonstrated the magical power of gratitude in Pollyanna, and thousands of years earlier, Buddha demonstrated the way to use the same magical power. Buddha said, "Let's rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us be thankful." And he said, after I read it, I sent my husband 10 things I was grateful for him. I made a choice at starting today. I will send 5 things I'm grateful for him every day I do the book. That is so powerful, Annie. Man, you're such a powerhouse. Yes, the more you do this, the more your situation really does change. And it's a choice. Let Buddha's words be your inspiration today, and today take one problem or negative situation in your life that you most want to resolve and look for 10 things to be grateful for. I know it can be challenging to begin this practice, but Buddha is showing you the way to do it. Make a written list of 10 things on your computer or in your journal, gratitude journal. As an example, your problem might be that you're out of work, and despite your best efforts, you're still unemployed. To magically turn this situation around, you have to do a concentrated practice of gratitude on the situation, which is exactly what you started doing. Here is some examples of what you might say. I'm so grateful to have had more time for my family during this period. I'm grateful that my life is in a lot better order because of the spare time I've had. I am grateful that I've had a job most of my life and that I'm experienced. I'm truly grateful that this is the first time I've been unemployed. I am grateful that there are jobs out there and more new jobs are appearing each day. I am grateful for all the things I've learned in applying for jobs and in going for interviews. I am grateful that I have my health and that I can work. I am grateful for my family's encouragement and support. I am grateful for the rest I've had because I needed it. I am grateful that through losing my job, I've realized how much having a job means to me. I've never realized that until now. As a result of the unemployed person's gratitude, they will attract different circumstances, and their current situation must and will magically change. The power of gratitude is greater than any negative situation, and there are unlimited ways that the negative situation can change. All you have to do is practice gratitude and watch the magic take place. Good morning, June. Good morning. How are you? Let's take another example. As a son whose relationship with his father is troubled, the son feels that no matter what he does, it never seems to be good enough for his father. I am grateful that most of the relationships in my life are really good. I'm grateful to my father for working hard so that I have the education that he didn't get to have. Stutter. I am grateful to my father for supporting our family through my childhood because I didn't have a clue then how much hard work and money it took to keep our family going. I'm grateful to my father for taking me to basketball every Saturday when I was a child. I'm grateful that my father is not as tough on me these days as he used to be in the past. I'm grateful that my father cares so much about me because he wouldn't be tough if he didn't care so much. I'm grateful that through my relationship with my father, I have learned to have compassion and a greater understanding with my children. I am grateful to my father for showing me how important encouragement is in raising happy, confident children. I am really grateful when I get to laugh with my father. Some people never get to do that because they didn't have a father, and for others who have lost their fathers, they will never have the chance to laugh with their father again. I am so truly grateful that I have a father because amid the tough times, there have been good times, and there will be more good times ahead with my father. As a result of the son's heartfelt feelings of gratitude for his father, he will change their relationship for the better. The son, changed the way he thinks and feels about his father, which immediately changes what he attracts from his father. Even though the son was being grateful in his mind, at an energetic and quantum level, the son's gratitude will have a magical effect on his relationship with his father. Provided he maintained his gratitude, by the law of attraction, the son must receive far better circumstances with his father, and their relationship must begin to improve immediately. So it is imperative that you almost keep that person from yesterday that followed you around when you were doing your work with you to remind you when you are thinking negative things, whether it be judging someone on the street, judging how they're walking, being annoyed with them, being annoyed with yourself, judging yourself hardly. All of these circumstances are things that start to take away from the momentum that you're building. And don't take that as like, well, man, I'm screwed, because you're not. It's just reprogramming yourself. That's the point of these practices. That's what doing this daily does, is reprograms the way that your mind thinks. And once you start getting the momentum and you start feeling it and you start doing it, it really truly does become a habit. It does take practice. Even after doing this 4 times or 5 times now, I still have moments where I get wrapped up in complaining, and the biggest thing is being around other people that complain. It's very easy to fall back into that. So it's, reminding myself to keep my mouth shut. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Same with thinking. If you don't have anything nice to think, then shut that crap off, because it ain't worth it. It really truly is not, because what you're building, your empire in your life is on its way if you just keep dedicated to these practices. Remember, you can tell your gratitude is working by the way that you feel. You should feel a lot better about the situation after practicing gratitude. The first evidence of gratitude's magical power working is your feelings lifting. So when you do feel better about it, the situation will improve and the solutions will appear. The answer to any negative situation you want to resolve is to focus concentrated gratitude on it until you feel better inside. When you will then you will see the magic work its wonder in the outside world. In making your written list, make sure you list each of the 10 things you're grateful for in the following way. That's good, Annie. That's what we're all doing. I'm so grateful for blank, or I'm truly grateful for blank. And finish the sentence with what you're grateful for. You can also use Walt Disney's ways of using gratitude magical power if you find it easier. I'm so glad that. And finish the sentence with what you're glad about. Once you've listed 10 things you're grateful for, finish the magical way out of negativity practice by writing, thank you, thank you, thank you for the perfect resolution. I think I'm going to make that my background. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the perfect resolution. And just for today, see if you can get through one day without saying anything negative. It may be a challenge, but see if you can make it through one day. Where am I located? Kelowna, BC. So this is my backyard. I just did a little view. I'm in Canada. There is an important reason to do this because most of us have no idea how much we speak negatively, but you'll have an idea after watching your words for a day. Remember that negativity and complaining bring more of those things. And if you're aware of what you are saying, you can stop and decide if you want the consequences of what you're about to say. Here is a magic lifeline you can use if you notice yourself thinking or saying something negative. Stop immediately and say, but I have to say that I'm really grateful for. Now, the first time I did this, I had to say, but I have to say that I'm really grateful for at least 10 times. Like, I had a lot of this. Finish the rest of the sentence with something, anything that you're grateful for. Take this magic lifeline with you and grab a hold of it whenever you need it. And if any little problem or situation appears in the future, remember to put out the embers with the gratitude before it grows into a fire. At the same time, you will ignite the magic in your life. Magic practice number 7, the magical way out of negativity. Count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings. Write why you're grateful. Read your list. And at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for the blessing as you can. Choose one problem or negative situation in your life that you most want to resolve. Number 3, list 10 things that you are grateful for about the negative situation. At the end of your list, write thank you, thank you, thank you for the perfect resolution. Just for today, see if you can get through one day without saying anything negative. If you notice yourself thinking or saying something negative, use the magic lifeline. Stop immediately and say, but I have to say that I'm really grateful for blank. Just before you go to sleep, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magical words, thank you for the best thing that happened during the day. So that is today. And this is something that I think is really truly important, is to really have an awareness of your actions, have an awareness of your thoughts, because you can't get upset when you're trying to manifest if you are creating more of a fire in negativity on the other side, subconsciously and like unconsciously. If you aren't even aware of it, you just can't get upset about it if you're busy complaining and thinking negative thoughts about yourself and others and judging people. These are all things that are going to cancel out what is, en route to being manifested to you. And it takes practice. Don't be hard on yourself if, you struggle the first time through. You just keep going. Like, even if you forget a day or something happens and you fall off, like, it doesn't mean give up on the magic. It means get up the next day and do it even more wholeheartedly and keep going, because you deserve what happens when you make it through this entire 28 days of gratitude. It's something that I've decided that I will make my lifestyle for the rest of my life, because I like the vibration that I get in. I appreciate it. I like the way my life flows when I am more grateful than I am not. Like, my work was a really good example of that. I truly was not grateful. I was not. I started saying things to myself in my head about how I couldn't do it, and how, this was too hard and it was dysfunctional, and basically creating my reality and canceling out anything that I was grateful for. And, this starting this practice again truly showed me, like, you are the creator of your reality. You are never a victim, ever, in your life. It is always you that creates every circumstance in your life. And if you don't like your circumstances, then do this with zest. Do it with your entire soul and your entire being. Don't just do gratitude through your mind, like, I'm grateful for my car, grateful for my house. Find things. Like, for me, a lot of the time I'm not grateful for, well, I am grateful, but my gratitude is never really focused on physical things. I'm grateful for the lesson that I just learned yesterday. I'm grateful for the way something makes me feel. There's all sorts of ways of doing gratitude, and do something that's really going to make this heart space sing, because that is what's actually going to bring you stuff. A lot of us can say, that's why I like that she says, why are you grateful? Because a lot of us can have the program response of, well, I'm grateful for my patio. Okay, well, why are you grateful for that? Because when you start thinking about why, then you understand and you feel it deeper in your heart. Like, well, I'm grateful for it because it's like my sanctuary. I sit out here and I feel amazing. Okay, well, now I feel that. I feel that way deeper in my heart, and that's the important practice of it. The Tony Robbins thing that I posted, again, I've talked about it before, but he shows a 4-minute video on how to get yourself literally so high on the vibration of gratitude that you want to cry, literally. And that is what you should be doing in your practice every day. Find things that you're grateful for that truly move you. And, in these problems, find things that you truly do feel grateful for. And yes, you might struggle. Like, I did this with my uncle the first time, and I had a really hard time. My uncle, when my mother passed away, pretty much stole money from my mom's funeral. And for me, it was like a last resort, and I decided that I was going to do the magic for him, not because I wanted a relationship with him, but because I deserve not to be holding that anymore. I deserve to be free of that feeling of tightness in my chest anytime he was brought up. So I started this practice, and I tell you, it took me a couple hours to make it through, because I wanted to just put down things and get through it, but I knew that wasn't going to actually do anything. I had to actually feel grateful for things, but I don't know him well, and it was really hard to find things to be grateful for. So I didn't stop until I did, and that's what we need to do with this practice, is take it serious. Like, this book needs to be a dedication to your life. This is really, oh, the monarch's back. Here it comes. I have a monarch that comes and visits the yard, and I see it about 7 to 10 times a day. Yes, you taught me that a while back. Thank you for your teaching me. I love teaching, and I love you, Annie. I love everybody. I love that, we've created a soul group here. And, we all ebb and flow, just like my post about the seeds. We kind of ebb and flow with each other. We get magnetized to who we are meant to in that moment, and we learn from each other, and there's no judgments here. There's we learn from each other. We are safe, you know what I mean? And I feel so strongly about this book. It is such a life changer, and I know the difference. I know that when I first started it, I didn't do it earnestly. I didn't put my heart and soul into it. I just watched Randina's lives, and I would, you know, it would be 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I still hadn't even read the magic. And then I would try to read it quickly and try to write out 10 things before I did Randina's live, so that I knew, you know what I mean? Oh, I had already done it. And wondering why it didn't change my life. Well, because I didn't actually put my heart and soul into that. I just put a half-assed effort that didn't say yes to myself. When you do this practice, you are saying yes to yourself, which, you know, for some of us is a really big deal. And when you don't make it through, be it falling off for a day and getting back into it and keep going, when you just stop in the middle of it and you just, you know, go on with your life, you're telling yourself that you're not worth it on a deep level. You know, it's you know, not an easy thing for me to say, because it is. It's literally saying that, you know, I don't value myself enough to sit for half an hour and read an exercise and do gratitude. And think of the magnitude of that. That's huge. That's something that we need to overcome as, you know, human beings, because we need to be number one in our lives. So thank you for joining me for this practice. I got to write mine out because I got to go foraging here in an hour and I need to get ready. So I love you guys. Thank you for listening. I think I'm going to continue to try to read them, even though we all still have our book, because I kind of like it. Have a good day.